Hello, y'all.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, Zuko here.
Do you have a good greeting one?
Do you have a
Yep. Flamio?
Hotman?
Hotman.
Hotman.
Hot people.
Flamio, to all my hotmans out
Hot
there.
ones.
And then Jack, what's yours?
A greeting. I don't think I have a good.
Do you have a greeting? Well, you have the exit of all time. What a try.
Yeah, but can you do that into a room?
You can intro and
can you
exit with it.
Enter with what a trap. Hello, hi, welcome.
Thank you all so much for being here today. I definitely want to start out and ask some questions. So, very, very loved series, I would say. Right? We all love this series? How has it been being a part of the series and then watching the franchise grow all of these years later? And then obviously, it has had, it was always loved. But then in the last few years, it's been even more. More people have seen it. It's gotten more love.
I mean, it's been so much fun over these past, for me, really only a year, because that's when I kind of rejoined and started doing cons and whatnot. But just to see how big this room is, the show we did 17 years ago.
I think we did the
Crazy.
pilot 20 years ago.
What? Don't say that.
Saying that stuff.
Is that right? 2004? Does that sound right?
I don't remember time anymore. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Veronica, seriously, this is one of those things that I think has surprised all of us. Throughout the thing, even when we were doing it, because the internet didn't really exist how it exists now. And when we were doing it, we thought it was a cool show. We didn't know Zach was in New York. We were hanging.
We never met.
Zach was a voice in the ether. They were like, "Hey, Zach." He's like,
Somebody.
"Hi." We're like,
Hi.
how you
Right.
doing in elementary school? You doing good out there in New York?
It was middle school.
Middle school. How's middle school doing?
It
And
sucks.
we would hang out in LA. And yeah, but it's one of those things where even when we were doing it, I don't think we knew how popular it was when it first came out.
Right. Yeah. We I think slowly realized throughout the recording of season 1, as you crack more and more scripts and just go oh wait, this is really interesting. The
Right.
show is
Something.
really doing something. So we started to figure out how special the show was, but didn't know it was
But just to each
finding
other.
its audience.
Just to each
Yeah.
other. We would come in. I remember we'd come in me, Jack, and May, and she's like, "Did you read the script? Did you?" And we're like, "Yeah, that's so crazy." It was literally just us doing a little show. This is cool storytelling.
And even just it being serialized was mind blowing to us because you didn't know that going in, and
Right.
it's a Nick cartoon. There was nothing else that was doing that on
Totally.
Nickelodeon at the time. So just or at least to the extent of serialization that the show had. So that was all just pleasant discoveries throughout the process. So
Right.
we started to figure out this show feels special. Something's happening.
We had no idea you guys all liked the show also.
Yeah.
Zero. Until I was in the streets, and then people start bowing to me. And I was like, "Huh?" They're like, "Prince." And I'm friends be like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know.
Not sure what they're
I'm not
referencing.
sure." I'll go order some a drink at Starbucks, and I'm like, "Can I get a grande white chocolate latte, mocha?" And they're like, "Are you Prince Zuko?" And I'm like, "Yes."
I can just imagine them being like, I know Zuko's coffee.
He's like, he wants a
Hold on.
white.
Say that again. Let me close my eyes. Okay.
He said.
Yes, sir.
But so yeah, all that stuff was weird. And then
For me, it was
went,
happening in college,
Oh,
where
yeah,
I
you were in
was
college.
at college at the time, and once peers of mine at school started to pull me aside and tell me they loved the show, very
They pulled you
secretively.
aside. They're like, "Come here."
They're like,
Come
listen,
here,
don't
come
tell people that I watch Nicktoons,
But
your show is dope, okay?
and I have a boomerang.
And if you could sign this
This
boomerang,
boomerang I got.
that was a big realization too, that the show not just was hitting, but was hitting across ages, which obviously has proven to be a really special thing about this show, that it is this multi-generational thing. The number of parents and their kids that we've talked to at these type of cons is really mind-blowing and incredible. Feeling that happening at the time started to really make clear how special of a show it was.
That's what did it for me too. Was the full grown adults, because I was a child. I was Aang's age. I was 12 years old. So having adults, people's parents come up to me and start talking about the show, I was like, oh, this is different. This isn't SpongeBob. I mean, we love SpongeBob, but I don't know. But that's what like really was like, okay, this is really something here,
And then that little thing called COVID hit
A little later.
a little later, and then all of a sudden, yeah,
Everything changed when the COVID.
when the
attacked.
COVID attacked. And then when it became the #1 show on Netflix
That
during
was-
COVID,
Yeah.
it was like having the #1 show in the country like 15 years after we did this show.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Phone blowing up, all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. So, yeah, we don't know anything about how that happened, but it's crazy.
Now, Zach, you kind of mentioned you were 12 when you recorded, so you were a kid voicing a kid character.
112-year-old kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was a
yeah.
little out of my age range, but
Details,
we made it work.
details.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious though, were you ever consulted by like the director, or maybe did anyone ever ask you like, hey, is this something you would say as a 12-year-old? Is this the way that you would act?
You
as
think
a
you would
12
go
Definitely.
penguin sledding?
Absolutely. To this day, I'd still go penguin sledding. I'd probably get hurt because I'm 30 and all that, but yeah. No, they actually did like a great job of kind of allowing me to like make it mine in a way. Sometimes with ad libs, sometimes just more like, yeah, would you say this as a 12-year-old? Because like it's not so often that you get a kid playing a kid. You know what I mean? So that's something that I really appreciated and kind of helped me make the character my own. And yeah, big shout out to Andrea Romano, our voice director.
Legendary.
Legend.
Yeah, legend.
Yeah, I
best.
mean, we said that Zach was recording in New York. Truly, yes.
Yes, of course. She's one of the greats.
Yeah, we literally never recorded together.
Not one time.
We
And
just went
so-
to a party together. We went
We
to
went to
a
a
premiere
rap
party
party.
together.
They stuck me in a trench coat and
So, like, anything that you attribute as like chemistry between like Sokka and Aang or whatever, that's Andrea Romano. Like,
Totally.
created that, like, knew what to get from each of us to pull that together and have that friendship pop. Or
But you were a pro. You were a pro actor.
that's all I knew though.
You
I
were
was
like
just
a
having
pro
this
kid
conversation.
actor.
Thank you. I was just talking to somebody about this, that like if I did have the experience that you guys did, which was they would record together, it'd be the two of you guys in May most of the time,
Right.
correct? That I don't know how I would have handled that, just because I was always alone in New York.
Right. You didn't see in between scenes, actors we go outside of the booth, and there's like this thing called craft service, which is like a bunch of snacks and
Yes.
drinks, and then we go out there, we eat some snacks, we talk to each other about life.
yep. And it was Nickelodeon Studios, so there was like a popcorn
Machine.
Like,
You could smell when the fresh popcorn's made, and we're like, time for a break.
we're good. We've got.
We're
this.
good. We need the popcorn.
I love that you brought up Andrea Romano, because what an amazing resource to have as an actor in the studio. And that's something that I want to ask about, is because you were obviously the lovely talent who brought these characters to life with your voices, but there are so many people behind the scenes who helped really give life to this series. In your time on the show, were there any other resources, directors, audio engineers, even production
Yeah.
crew that really helped you along this journey?
This show, it varies very much from show to show, like sort of what the room looks like on the other side of the glass when you're in a recording booth. This was a show where they always, like, Mike and Brian were there for pretty much every session. Aaron Ehas, the head writer, was very often there. Whoever wrote the episode were usually there. A lot of times the visual director of the episode were also there. So there was always like a big contingency.
Giancarlo Volpe,
Giancarlo, Joaquin.
And party.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Party
Yeah,
the-
yeah, yeah.
party
And,
the stew.
and these guys went on to do create like
Everything.
Giancarlo,
Filoni,
Dave Filoni was there,
Um,
who obviously went on Star Wars. Giancarlo and Aaron went on to do Dragon Prince.
Joaquin De Sena.
Yes.
Did
Obviously,
Voltron and
Voltron. I mean, these
Spider-Verse,
guys, like all the Avatar gang,
Lauren.
went on to do Joaquin went on to do
Spider-Verse,
Verse. Like these dudes.
And a lot of these people came up together through other a lot of people worked on King of the Hill. I found out only
Yeah.
after
Really?
they found each other.
King of the Hill.
But there's
and,
this
a
lot
of similarities.
And Invaders
Invader
Zim.
Zim, a lot of Invader Zim.
Invader
Yeah,
Zim.
yeah.
And a lot of people who found each other just through like
Right.
RISD. A lot of people went to college together. So there's-
Rizzy, I thought you were talking about a dating app for a second. A lot of
yeah,
found each other through.
That's a good
they've
one.
just matched on
They
RISD.
just matched on Rizzy, a new app.
But this, incredibly talented filmmaking team.
What about engineers? You remember Justin?
Justin.
I remember Justin.
You remember
Just the
Justin?
tiny
He
voice,
would
but like
link-
Justin was my man.
Okay, Justin's the homie, but Justin looked like Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and was in like
And a
metal
rock and
band.
metal
Yeah.
band called Camaro.
Yeah. And I was like 17 coming up to LA
Yeah.
for college, and it was like, yeah, come check out our.
He gave me his cassette tape and his song. It was called Camaro. He looked like a 1970s Jesus.
Awesome. Oh,
Jesus
totally.
Christ superstar. I was like,
Fantastic
man,
look.
do you drive a Camaro? He's like, I don't drive a Camaro, but my band's called Camaro.
Yeah, he
But
was a
so
fr-
much talent on the other side of the room that would like chip in with thoughts, and you could ask questions if you weren't understanding a moment. There was the writer, there was the director, there was always a sense of a thing that makes, I think, one thing that I think is really important for great voice acting is a sense of the staging, of like knowing like, okay, how is this gonna be, shot? How intimate is this scene?
Sifu Kisu.
Yes, Sifu Kisu.
All the martial arts, we had Sifu Kisu come in, was teaching us and like basic stuff of martial arts. Actually, I took some lessons with him in the park.
That's tight.
It was crazy. Yeah, Sifu Kisu. So we were all. It was a different kind of project. They were definitely involving us in things that we don't
Trying
always
to
do.
give the full context to everything in a way that you don't often get, and that I do think really informs and adds to.
Were you doing that in New York, Zach? Or?
I was just kind of just like this in the booth all the time, trying to hype myself up. No, I mean like I it's the more we talk about it, the more I realize how different our experience was, and it's it was like me, my
then we go
mom,
to
and
lunch
the
Then we go to
Yeah.
lunch. Then we get drinks afterwards, Zach. And then
I'd show up in like my baseball pants, like straight from practice, like. But it like I still had those same resources. They were just, the ghosts in the machine. There would be somebody new speaking to me whose name I knew but couldn't necessarily put a face to. They'd be like, "Hey, Zach, this is like kind of what we're looking for here," and so I still was able to benefit from that.
And I would say for us too, most of that just gets filtered through Andre.
Oh, of
but
course.
it's just cool to know that like, oh, you're getting all of these, all of this input.
Totally.
what's up, Veronica? What else you
So
wanna know?
that's question 2.
We're chatty today.
And
What you
it's
want to know?
wonderful.
We're on it. What's your astrology sign?
Capricorn.
Capricorn. Okay. What's going on? What else you want to know, Veronica? What else you
Dude,
want
I
to
this
wanna
isn't
know so
RISD.
much.
This is not RISD.
I want to know next about recording specifically the episodes because I
Oh.
know that as we were talking about, every voice project is different. Sometimes it's like you record multiple episodes in one session. Sometimes it's an episode depending on the actual making and production of a show. And obviously, this show was flexible enough for, you, Jack, you mentioned you were going to college, and Zach, busy athlete that you were.
Athlete and seventh grader.
Right.
And seventh grader. So
What position do we play?
Shortstop. Oh.
Shortstop.
Yeah,
Okay,
dude.
okay.
Fast reflex.
My bad. Or shortstop guy. Great.
And so, with that flexibility and everything, how often were you actually recording? Was it a span of many months? Was it an episode a week? Was it multiple?
Usually an episode a week.
It was an episode a week. Yeah, they would pace it out, and also I want to say like one ADR session per episode. Like I don't remember them.
I feel like
blocking-
sometimes we did
they would
pieces
do
of
two
two.
episodes in an.
That might have
ADR
been a me
session.
thing though.
Yeah. But I feel like pretty much, which is incredibly rare. I don't think I've ever done a show subsequently where every ADR session, where every episode basically got 2 full sessions.
Yeah.
So for 20 episode seasons, like we would be in there like 40 times or
Yeah.
thereabouts.
So yeah, we did, the way it worked was that we would lay down all of our lines, our regular lines. Then they would send it out to, I believe it was South Korea.
South
where
Korea
they
was the-
Yeah.
they animated in
They
South Korea.
changed.
They would do the storyboards in the U.S. and then
Right.
Hold
right.
up. Did you ever record it with anybody?
Once or twice.
With who?
I think minor characters who were New York based people.
No one you knew.
Was
No
it
one I knew.
Jason Isaacs wasn't New York? He was
Jason Isaacs was
London?
with us. No, he was with us.
Oh, I never.
I don't think so.
Dude.
You did? I never met him.
Bro, I'm in the booth. I'm in the booth, and I'm doing the first book, and there's a guy behind me in my peripheral, and then he opens his mouth, and I'm like, that's Lucius Malfoy. And I look, and it's friggin' Jason Isaacs, and we're doing, because we had a lot of stuff together. We're yelling, so
makes sense that you.
yeah.
The other
That's
guy,
part
he's
of the
like-
reason when I knew the show was great. I mean, me and Jason, no, we're cool because we worked together a few times, and then we were at Sundance, and I ran into him in the streets, and we both had different films at Sundance, and it was snowing, and he's like, Dante, man, that cartoon we did. He's like, everyone's asking me about that cartoon. I'm like, me too.
What cartoon?
They're like, what about all the movies we have here? Like, they don't care.
Patriot?
They don't
No,
care
no,
about
no,
the
no, no.
movies here. They want to talk about the cartoon. He's like, what was that? I'm like, I don't know why it's so popular. But yeah, he was. Yeah, dude, you didn't work with. No. He's great, man. He's scary. His voice is so scary.
Yeah, he's so good.
He was probably scared of you. He's probably like, oh, that's Rufio.
No, I don't know. It didn't feel that way. Hey, shout out to Rufio. But so you didn't record with anybody?
I did for some other stuff that I worked on.
Yeah.
So that like I did get that experience, but not so much with Avatar.
Damn.
Yeah, it was weird.
That's weird.
Yeah.
This guy has a totally different experience than we did.
It's like we're meeting for the first time.
What was the question?
We lost it.
I was explaining.
You
I was
answered it right at the beginning.
All right, yeah,
Okay,
Your
we're just reminiscing about. We're just trying to find out what Zach was doing. He's a shortstop. What was the name of the team?
Dr. B's Bandits. He was an orthodontist.
Dr. B's Bandits.
We won the championship, 2006 champion.
Of course.
Give it up.
And he was a
Where'd you bat?
shortstop.
Where'd
I was a
you bat?
catcher. Huh?
Catcher.
Where'd you bat?
Like probably like eighth. I was not
Oh,
a good. I was a
wow.
bunter.
Take back
Your
a lot of
contact.
the
Contact. Your
applause.
contact.
I was fast.
Contact guy.
My last year playing baseball, 8th grade, I did not get a hit
That's not
for an
good.
entire
Did you
season.
get an at bat?
I got many at
Oh,
bats.
okay.
I
I walked a lot because
That's
they
good.
didn't know that I couldn't hit, but I knew that I couldn't hit, so I did not swing very often. It was just sort of a pitching challenge of can you hit the plate? 3 times?
Discipline
Yeah.
at the plate.
I
was
was
a very
I
good
was a
base
second base guy, and I made the All-Star team.
Woo!
However, my dad was a coach, so there's a little clap.
So he stuffed the bat.
No. I still just I
My-
I was still an All-Star.
Yeah.
But my dad was the coach, and some people were talking about, Fire Nation, kind of nepotism. But,
True.
I earned my spot on the All-Star team.
My dad coached me in basketball 6th grade or 7th grade, and there was a team vote for like the sportsmanship award.
You want it?
I did not win it, but
Oh.
I was given the trophy by my dad because the kid who won it, the kid who won it had like 5 technical fouls that season, like constantly arguing with the refs, but was just like everybody's favorite. So we voted for him, and my dad was like, "We're not giving that freaking kid a sportsmanship award."
So
You
here's
take it."
Jack.
So
Take it.
I got a stolen sportsmanship award,
Oh my God.
which is not the spirit of the award.
Bunch of nepo babies up here.
We're off the rails.
It's great.
Question 3.
Question 3.
Well, it's funny because one of my questions was going to be like if we had a.
Did you ever cheat to win a basketball award?
I did not. I did not play basketball. I'm not tall enough, unfortunately.
I
Same.
wasn't either. I wasn't very
High
good.
5.
It's funny though, because one of my questions was going to be if we had like a standalone episode that was just one of its own, and it was like Aang, Zuko, and Sokka just getting up to shenanigans, having fun. My question was going to be, what would they do? But now I feel like it may just have turned into one big sports episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possible.
Ember Island All Stars. There we go.
Yeah. What else would we do? I don't know.
That's why people love the beach episodes.
Yeah.
Because like it was like, oh, they can actually like we see them being kids, teenagers, like,
Yeah.
doing teenager things and not like fighting monsters and saving the world. Yeah, I think those episodes. I hear people
Like
talk
the one
about
where
them
we
a
go
lot.
shopping.
Yeah, exactly. We go. to
That
the
would be a
mall.
shopping. I would love a good shopping episode. I mean, I like to shop anyway, but obviously in Fire Nation, everyone looked very dapper in the Fire
very
Nation.
fancy land.
I mean,
Very
also
fashionable.
in Earth King, I like how through the seasons, the characters got to. A lot of times you see animation, you just see them wear the same thing through the whole series. But when they go through the different elemental worlds, they get to use the fashion of that world.
Yeah.
And I think that's
Get
so
haircuts, grow your hair out,
Haircuts.
Yeah.
let your hair down, and change a lot of people's lives.
I would like to see the kids, they're teenagers. Oh, no, I mean, Sokka with the hair down,
down Sokka.
long hair, don't care. But to see the gang go shopping at like some mall in the different places and
Yeah.
really get what kind of outfits they're wearing.
Yeah.
I'd like.
There is a shopping. I don't think Zuko was there.
I wasn't there. No.
Yeah. That's
It's like weapon shopping. It's
Well,
so
weapon
much-
shopping. Also, you guys also stole clothes. You kind of went
Regularly.
shopping.
a lot.
Well,
yeah.
when
The gang goes to jail.
I know that's the thing about it, because with Braving the Elements, me and Janet Varney's our podcast, Yes, podcast.
Yes.
Avatar
yes,
Beyond the
yes.
We get to rewatch the show episode by episode and deep dive into it. The gang does some questionable things that I'm like, as the podcast host, I'm going to any of you kids watching this show, don't do that. Like the water scroll, right? Which is great. She needs to learn how to.
I mean, the fate of the world.
I know, but she's stealing water scrolls from pirates.
You can steal from pirates.
No.
That's pirate law.
I'm like, this is the deal. If you live in a neighborhood and there are pirates in your neighborhood, whatever those pirates are, gangsters or don't steal from them.
Oh, it's not smart from a safety
Don't
perspective, but
steal
morally,
from
I
the
think it's
local
allowed.
pirates. Probably not a good thing.
This is like bordering on now like a philosophical discussion. We're discussing like
Yeah.
policy and ethics. Versus,
I was just telling
the
kids.
other-
All property is theft. So.
Yeah,
If you're 12,
No
don't
ethical
go
consumption.
to your local pirate and it's like, I'm going to steal some stuff from them. That's probably not a good choice.
For this next question, I need a little bit of audience participation. How many of you out there watched the show when it was airing originally? Yeah?
All right.
OG fans,
amount.
let's go.
Oh.
And then how
Y'all are
many
old.
of you have done a rewatch since? And then
Nice.
for the people who've done the rewatch, how many of you noticed something different that you didn't realize the first time you watched it? That's the great thing about
100%.
The Mandela effect.
Rewatches.
Mandela effect.
is watching it with a different perspective. And so that's the question I want to ask all of you is, what is something that hits different for you now? Something that maybe when you were recording you didn't fully understand, maybe a character you didn't fully get or didn't fully appreciate the message that they were giving, but now as time has gone on, as you have more experience, it just in a rewatch, in revisiting it, it hits differently.
I think like one example of that. I think there's so many because the show you really like you can watch it in any stage of your life and take something different out of it, right? I think like one example of that is like Jet and his like internal conflict where like he's like kind of this like Robin Hood character, you know, this grassroots guy. Like clearly he is a villain and doing things that aren't great, but he has his motives for it. And it's like not everything is black and white in the world. People have motives and reasons for doing everything, which like I didn't understand as a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And his style is impeccable.
And his style.
Ah, a little straw in the mouth. I mean, cool.
Just one shoulder pad. That's all he needs.
How's your other shoulder doing? Doesn't matter.
Don't need that one. Now Jet's one of my favorites.
Because he's a
for sure.
complicated character,
Right.
you know what I mean? And like they bring him back. Like clearly he was had an impact on the storyline and all that. So
There's
they-
so many.
So much of Iroh's advice and wisdom,
that's a good one.
like it just sort of continues to unfold, and it means something different to you receiving it at different points in your life. You know, it's gonna hit as just like, I can apply that to stuff I hadn't even thought about.
Totally. Yeah, I bet like the parents in the room, if you've watched it with your kids, you probably relate heavily to Iroh and his motives and things like that.
The sexism. Sokka.
Sure.
I didn't really like clock a lot of that when we first were doing it. I was oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
Sokka's pretty sexist.
he is. He gets it. It gets beaten out of him in like
Quick.
episode 3.
Quick, but there are certain things
Yeah.
you're like, damn, what's Sokka?
I do think like that element of Sokka and his relationship to like his father being gone, I think are very interesting. The way that those were
Totally.
nuanced together. Like he has this very, dated, I guess, in that context, sense of like, here is how a society is supposed to structure, and here's what my role is as the oldest male, and what I need to step into and become. And I think seeing that broken down for him over time and letting him learn more about the world, I think is fascinating and really
Yeah.
interesting. But yeah, I think on a rewatch, the depth of like how much of the character I think I thought about this at the time, but it just unfolded for me more over time, just like how much of that character stems from his dad being gone and him struggling with that and what it means to him now responsibility-wise and what he thinks he has to take on and be for other people with his dad gone. I think, is something I didn't fully understand.
Yeah. I think it was like a blur. Like I think back when we were doing it, and I was like enjoying it and enjoying the storytelling from just like the performance side of it, but I wasn't really like watching the show. And I never really had watched the show chronologically ever until we did the podcast. And I was like, this many years removed from it, now to just watch it as a fan, it was phenomenal.
That's why they were talking to me about the
That's-
cartoon.
That's the
Ah.
honor. No. I mean, I knew I was there. I know how we saved the world.
Yeah.
I was there.
Well, you
Yeah, but
You came in right at the end.
Ah!
It did a lot to stop us saving the world.
I
sure, but
mean, you know, there's some good folks in the Fire Nation. Good folks in the Fire
of course,
Nation.
Of course.
But definitely
Fire, his wife Sapphire
yeah,
Fire.
Sapphire Fire.
Good people in the fire.
But what's crazy is like when you go back, had all these memories of us doing the show, and also remembering things going on in my life at the time that kind of interweaved with Zuko. So there were some cool and some dark things I was oh yeah, which kind of I think why the character is special to me and maybe the audience because of things I was going through in my life that kind of weaved into Zuko at the time. So that stuff hit me in a way when I was watching it. And then crazily, it's like with you guys, you know, we've all become really good friends and I've known these guys for a long time. It's crazy, even through voice acting, just seeing old friends in the character. It's even just the voice. I can still see and feel my friends through the whole rewatching of it. And it was very cool, you know?
That's the only time you'll ever hear that voice from me, just because I physically cannot do it anymore.
No, I still see you in it
Time
though. I'm like,
capsule.
damn, check out
Yeah, of
Zach.
course.
Look
Like
at
the
Zach
little,
doing
like,
his thing.
4'5".
I still have you in my memory of that first time meeting you and your family. You were tiny.
You guys were the.
And that
cool
was
kids.
season 3.
I was like, you're the Avatar. This is him right here. But you also felt like Aang to me when I saw you. You were just, you all right?
Yeah, very much.
I get told sometimes that like, I get asked rather, did they model Aang after you? And the answer is no. I always found that to be an interesting question. I never saw it in myself.
There's something in like your face shape.
There's something when we
Tattoos.
first started doing the show.
There's something in your like ability to fly that I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
reminds me of. Yeah.
Our first few episodes, they put video cameras out there. Remember that the video camera for us? When we
Oh yeah, they
acting?
were getting like face reference.
Yeah, they were like getting
for
paper
animation.
references.
For me though, because
To
I was
animate
also
too.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
For me though, because I was actually like the 4th person cast as Aang.
Yeah.
That's right. There was some other
it was
Aang.
modeled off
I met another Aang before. I didn't
no,
want to tell you.
They
but
had me. They had me in.
we exchanged like aims, and he would aim me every now and then.
Oh, oh.
Awkward.
I didn't know what you meant by aim. I mean,
I don't
I'm
think-
old enough. Yeah.
AOL,
They
AOL
had
Instant
May and
Messenger.
I. They had May and I like be because they cast us pretty early, and then had us be like they would bring us in to read
Yeah,
with all
the
the. So we read
Chemistry reads.
With, yeah, we did
Oh,
like
interesting.
chemistry reads with like I think like 4 different.
Did they ask
Well,
your
the-
opinion? Did they ask your opinion afterward? What you think, Jack?
They did not.
I was gonna say they.
I
think
don't want
the-
that responsibility at 15.
Sorry, I was gonna say they modeled it. They modeled Aang after Brian.
Oh,
Brian
okay.
Konecko, one of the creators, he did like a lot of it is his mannerisms and expressions, which I thought was cool.
Is it? I always thought. Yeah, is it Brian?
It's Brian, yeah.
You're just thinking Mike because he's bald.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, Mike is bald and he's very Aang.
He is very Aang, but I'm almost.
He is very.
I'm sure-
peaceful.
And there's actually a Brian drew a Zuko that's Brian.
That's cool.
It's like when you look at Brian, he was like on Tumblr days and he showed everything and it was and you like look at it and like, oh, Zuko is Brian. And if you know Mike and Brian, the creators, Brian's very fiery, very
Yeah, yeah,
Zuko,
Yeah,
and
right.
Aang is very. I mean, and Mike is very
so calm and.
Yeah.
very Aang-ish, and I'm like, oh, you're Zuko and Aang. Holy sh! But I can see young.
I think it was
Brian.
like the really like animated.
But that
faces,
for
like,
sure.
That's much more
Oh,
of a
that's
Brian
definitely
thing.
Brian.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
definitely Brian. So Brian's the Avatar. Brian's like I'm the Avatar.
Low key.
Loki.
So I'm going to ask one more question, and then
Great.
we're going to open it up to fan questions.
Okay.
In about 35 minutes,
In
when
about
we're done
30
answering one question.
So if you want to start lining up, there is a microphone right here in the center aisle. Please be careful.
Oh, nice.
But
We have a very polite fandom. They'll handle it.
Thank you.
you guys got this. And so before I actually ask my last question, Zach, I've been looking at your hat this whole time. What is it?
So the Jasmine Dragon, obviously the famed tea shop.
Yes.
But the reason I have the hat is actually a Dante thing.
Right.
Dante, do you want to?
Yeah. So the Jasmine Dragon is a shop me and my uncle Iro started in Ba Sing Se.
Wait, I thought it was Lee. And
Oh, I mean Lee. Lee did. Lee. Shh. But and Moochie.
I don't remember. I
Muchi.
couldn't remember, so
Mu.
thank you for cutting
It's
me
in my-
off. I tried
I
to say it slowly enough that you cut me off.
But in real life, me and my wife started a company called Rufio Matcha because we love tea, and Rufio Matcha, and the ceremonial grade matcha that we bring over from Japan. And to launch it last year, we turned a donut shop into the Jasmine Dragon. Yes, and so these guys came out to help launch it, and we did a meet and greet and some signings. But we have this amazing matcha tea, which is at my table, Rufio Matcha, so you can have a cup of tea with us.
It's the perfect segue into my question,
Yes.
which was, we love talking about Avatar, but you have all gone to work on really cool things since. And so now I would like to ask, what is something you worked on or are working on professionally or personally that you can talk about that you would like to share?
Season 5 of Monkey Kid just dropped yesterday. Season 6 of Dragon Prince is coming out at the end of the month. And I make a ton of sketch comedy for YouTube with my buddy Chris. Dante's in one.
Ooh.
You're in 2. Yeah, you're in 2. And then we snuck your voice into a 3rd that I don't
3.
know. We told you. We just shot something Tuesday with Janet Varney.
Oh yeah, you
One.
finally got Barney.
We got Varney in one. It's probably not going to come out for months. But Chris and Jack on YouTube is a thing that I work very
It's
hard.
phenomenal. I also direct and on screen. So I have my directorial debuts out on Hulu here, or you can rent it on Apple TV or Prime. It's called The Fabulous Filipino Brothers. So check that out.
That's great.
I just did my first audiobook. Have you read an audiobook?
No.
It's just
How
dropped.
long? That's a slow
It's just
process.
it was harder than I thought.
I'll ask you about this later.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
I have
also wanna
process
hear about
questions
it.
about
So
audio.
it was like the first Spotify's doing audio now. So it was the first book that Spotify ever did, and it just dropped last Tuesday. It's called The Saint of Storm and Sorrow, and it's really kind of cool. I know why they got me because it's very Zutara. She's like a water bending kind of person, and I'm like a fire kind of guy. It's ish, but it's definitely Zutara.
Was it like
That's cool.
single narrator thing?
No,
or
it
they
was
had
a guy and
people
a girl.
cast?
I
Okay,
did all
so
the
you
guy
read all
stuff.
the-
and she
that's
did the
cool.
girl,
That's
and
very cool.
it's YA. It gets a little dicey. It gets a little
Okay.
Steamy?
sexy,
Okay.
steamy.
Smoky?
I was like, "What's
Fire?
happening right now?"
A little like Dante's Zutara fanfic.
It felt a little bit like that. I mean, it was cool though.
I think you just sold half of this.
I mean,
It's on
check
it,
it
yeah.
out. It's on Spotify and a bunch of other stuff
Nice.
we're working on. I don't know what you doing.
Oh man, I'm working on my jump shot now.
Hey,
I left the acting world pretty much right after Avatar, just to be a kid, go to high school. But I work as a cinematographer in New York. I shoot a lot of videos, probably many that a lot of you have seen and just not known that I've shot them. I do a lot for magazine companies and things like that. And I do some woodworking stuff. I'm making furniture on the side. That's been real fun. But yeah, just I'm glad you guys are here, and it's good to see y'all. And let's open it up to some questions.
let's go.
Let's go.
Hello.
And we will try to answer quicker than we have all these other ones, so that we can try to get through as
Let's-
many as
yeah,
we
yeah,
can.
Yes, we would love to try and get through as many
Yes.
as possible.
Hi, I'm Colin, here
What's up, Colin?
representing Queen Rhaenyra, the true Queen of Westeros.
Hey,
Death to King Aegon. So I have a quick pair. The first one, I have to say this. Are you the Avatar, Aang?
I've actually never seen the movie. Not once. So many people told me don't even do it. It's gonna ruin. I don't like talking bad about anything. But I've never seen it. So maybe the answer is no. But
So-
yeah.
Speaking of, thank you guys for being my childhood, but I'm curious, have you guys had the chance to ever meet your film or Netflix live action counterparts? And what was that interaction like?
We went to the premiere of the Netflix series and got to meet all those dudes. And
very cool, sweet kids. I feel like
yeah,
I feel grown up when I'm around them.
I do. They're children. They're all but they're
Have you met them yet?
No, I haven't met him yet. I didn't. Make
No,
it
they're
there.
very
Yeah.
cool. You're gonna meet them in Raleigh.
I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Dallas, I've met. Dallas hit me up before he started shooting, and we had a great conversation about the character and just open lines like, "Yo, man, whenever you need, But I also said it's your turn. It's your turn, man. Dude,
That's really
see
sweet.
what I did, see what Dev did, and it's your turn." But they're very cool. But I was just hanging out with them last weekend at a con, and I feel like uncle.
For real.
They're like, hey, you want to come rock climbing with us afterwards? I'm like, no. No, I don't.
But I do have this matcha tea.
But I do have some tea if you want some tea afterwards. No, they're cool. They're very cool, and I'm very proud of the stuff they're doing.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job. Yeah. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Devin. I'm here from Miami. My
What's up?
question is, if you guys could be benders in real life,
Fire Nation forever.
Water-
Fire
Except your own.
Benders
Water tribe.
are.
Come on,
What's this
that's
guy
such a
doing? What do you? You
cop-out.
can. What
I'm
do
the
you?
avatar. I don't have to choose.
I know.
That's your cop. Okay, then how about this? What was your favorite episode?
It changes.
I love the guru stuff. I
Ah,
always thought
yeah.
that was super cool. Never seen that in a quote unquote kids show.
Right.
Anytime a Guru Patik made an appearance, I love that.
I love the Siege of the North is also cheating because I get to say a 2-part episode, but I think the setting is beautiful, and that to me, I was talking earlier about like the realization of how serialized the show was. In working on season 1, getting to that arc towards the end, everything with UA for me personally was beautiful and very cool.
Don't
to
tell
explore.
Suki that.
Don't tell. We're not going to
Don't
talk
tell
about it.
Suki
It was a different time in
nothing.
my life, you know. There
Ah.
for a season, there for a reason. But that to me was that arc and those episodes was the feeling of like, oh wow, this show is really going to like complete arcs and have big change and really like board wipe stuff. In a way that you wouldn't have known doing the pilot. You wouldn't know, like, oh, wow, we're going to be all the way there by the end of season 1.
Be penguin sledding over and over.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, with the podcast, we just finished book 3, so like book 3's fresh in my mind, and the firebending masters really kind of hit me heavy. I was like, just funny, but then also after everything Zuko has been through, for him to just be in that rainbow fire and just when
It's
he
the
was
dragons, right?
yeah, the
Yeah,
dragons.
yeah,
When
yeah,
he was
that's
like,
great.
I understand. I was like, I too understand. I need to take a picture of this on my phone. When I literally took a picture like I need this moment in my phone. So yeah, I understand.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Devin.
What?
Hello.
Hi, my name is Layla and I'm from Miami.
Hi, Layla.
What's up, Layla?
My question is, if any of you guys have watched the Avatar movie, how did you feel after?
I already answered.
I've actually never seen it either.
Wow. Jack?
Hungover after watching it. Because that's what it took.
There
to
you
watch
go.
it.
There
I
you
wasn't a
go.
bit, well, you know.
He has a history.
And we're talking about the movie here, not the live
Right,
action.
right.
Live action.
yeah,
was-
Netflix.
Yeah.
And I am a fan of M. Night. I don't know if we ever, so I don't know. I always where people gonna like recording and then you'll be auditioning for M. Night and he's like, hey, I saw on YouTube that you said, I've never said that M.
Ooh.
Night.
Did you get that role?
No, I don't know. I'd be like, hey, man. But we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Layla.
Thank you.
Layla.
Thanks, Layla.
Did you like it?
No.
Okay.
Hi guys, my name's Angelo. I live in Miami, but I'm from the Philippines.
Hey, what's up? Kumusta ka?
Mabuti. So all of you guys really shaped our childhoods, and you guys are your characters are kind of imprinted in our minds. And this question kind of goes out for Dante because you also played Iroh in Legend of Korra, and then you also are going to voice act for adults.
It's a rumor.
Rumors, allegedly, but as you find yourself coming back to the series, playing not Teen Zuko, and Teen Zuko is what's, established in people of my generation's minds, how do you find yourself trying to bring a different perspective in voice acting?
Right now, I'm just doing the podcast. I don't know what's going to happen with the newer stuff. As actors, you just kind of keep going on to the next thing and trying to do the work and trying to be as good as you can in whatever is in front of you. I only have one voice though, so
They're all gonna sound.
That he's
yeah,
had
they're all
since
gonna
you were
sound very
14,
similar.
yeah.
In the Fire Nation, voices can jump around from generation to generation.
Yeah.
But you
Voices aren't in.
you did this 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You're
How do
at
I
a different
sound the
stage of your
same?
life. No, well,
Oh, yeah.
But like, I'm sure that you have a different perspective just being older. I hate
I
to say
hope
don't
so.
wanna-
I hope I aspire to be Uncle Iroh someday.
Oh.
You know, so maybe
all-
I'll just be around
Hey,
old
but
enough.
he would go rock climbing. Uncle
Yeah,
Iroh would
I
go
mean,
rock climbing.
I might go. I told Dallas I'll bring the proper attire
Just in
for Raleigh,
case.
just in case that I'll maybe go rock climbing with the kids.
On belay.
I just don't want to hurt myself. But no, you just kind of do. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes. Like I don't even. The me playing Zuko is a rumor. That's not real. So we'll see what happens. But we'll see what happens.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good question.
Hi, wow, this is loud. My name's Nat. First I want to say thank you guys for being here. It's really nice to see y'all. And oh shoot, what was my question? Wait. I wanted to ask if you weren't voicing the character that you voiced, who else would you have wanted to voice?
The boulder.
Yeah.
I think Jet. I'd be good. I'd probably be a good.
You're just
Jet.
in love
I
with
think-
Jet.
I like Jet.
I also
I
think
feel
like you
Jet's
and
very
our
Rufio.
center point is Jet. We
That's
share
We're
Jet.
me at Jet. I would have loved to play Sokka, but I would never be able to do. I probably wouldn't be that funny.
I think you'd be funny. I think
Plus,
you're
me
funnier
and
than
Jack
you
do audition against each other a lot.
We do.
We do. Like
That's
we're,
funny.
and I lose.
I'll choose instead of who I think I would play well. I'll choose what voice I would like to have, which is Ko, the face stealer. If I could sound like Eric.
Oh
that'd be
yeah,
really
that's
cool.
a good one. That's a good.
I would have been like Mark Hamill's role. I would have been the fire
Yeah.
lord.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nat.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Brandon.
What's up, Brandon?
Brandon.
Hello. This is more of appreciation letter to Jeremy Zuckerman.
Yeah, shout out to
Big
Jeremy.
shout out.
Dude.
I want you to know, how do you feel after watching the orchestra live?
Yeah,
I
have,
went to
have
the
either of
one-
y'all gone to the?
We were at a con.
Yeah,
when
we
they
were
in New
yeah,
York.
the-
Yeah.
we have like an open
Have you gone
invitation
yet?
to it. I haven't gotten to see it yet.
No, I
I'm
haven't.
coming
got-
through LA at some point.
I'm definitely. I want to go. Let's go.
Let's
somewhere.
go. We're gonna go. You want to go somewhere?
I want to go. I mean, I want to go somewhere.
Are they doing it in Vegas?
Yeah, let's go to.
I haven't got to see it live, but
Have you seen it?
I've seen 2 shows already.
Wow.
What?
Yes, I've gone to New York. They have one down here in Palm Beach, and I went to the one in LA.
Wow.
Oh, it already happened in LA?
Yes, last year.
Okay. You saw it at the King's Theater in Brooklyn?
What
Correct.
are we
I don't
doing
know.
with our life?
So the one in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
it was pouring. I had traveled like 2 hours on a bus
No.
just to get to the theater, and it was my first time in New York. The city sucks.
Hey.
Hey. Bossing say
Lower ring.
lower ring. Okay.
But yes, how do you feel as being a voice actor? How do you feel about the composure in the show itself? Like, I feel like that has got me
Phenomenal.
more emotionally attached
Yeah.
because
I'd
I'm a
say that.
I'm a
Yeah.
musician. So like,
No, it's
when I hear
amazing.
the music from Avatar, like, it hits me different than most of the other music that we
Right.
have in our daily lives. Like, how does the music impact you guys in today's society, or in just in general?
I actually will stumble across just listening to I love music as well. I listen to a lot of different stuff, and I'll stumble across somebody sampled the Avatar theme in a rap song, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. There's one guy whose name I'm forgetting, and I really should plug him. He has a song called Uncle Iroh, and it's like ice cold green tea. Whoa, Uncle Iroh. You should check it out. It's awesome. And
Damn, I'm
Yeah.
turned up right now. Let's go.
I really let's go. I really I see that stuff and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. But like the music really, like they did a great job incorporating it for like a show that's technically not a musical, like having like Leaves from the Vine or Secret Tunnel or anything like that. Just like, as you said, makes it more special. You can connect to it through that. And yeah, I've noticed that from a lot of fans too. People who will come and will play the theme on various instruments that they bring to the con. It's super cool.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things about voiceover is how like sort of early you are in the collaborative process. Like the script has already happened, that's happening. Then you're you're working with other people to contribute your voice, and then so much comes after you.
Right.
And so all of the visual style, all of the animation, all of the characters' visual performance, the acting that they draw, and then finally the music and the composition, like that all comes after. And so you get to see like, here's this thing that we discovered in the booth working with this incredible script, and here's what other artists have come on and built off of what the writers and us then, but and just seeing the levels built out. And that tends to be like the final piece, like as like final coloring and editing is happening, the composition's being added, and it does so much. I mean, I think the score in the show is beautiful and really elevates so many moments and really finds little nuances in the animation and in the performance and really just brings them forward.
Yeah, and me and Jen and Varney were fortunate to have Jeremy on our podcast several times now. So talking about how he was creating the music and how it was coming about. It was his first thing he'd ever done for like television and stuff like that. So his process was unorthodox, but the music is the thing about it, as I become a filmmaker and been a director, what you realize is as an audience we're watching films and television, and because we're humans, we're so attached to the visual of things, but we don't always realize that it's a 50-50 process, visual and music. And what happens to music, we can't put our finger on it.
Right.
But that's the emotion. Like there's a thing with the music, I don't know why we don't like this thing. I can't put my finger on why this is not hitting or if it is hitting, but it's usually the sound. It's the voices, it's the composure of the music, it's the tone of the things that we can't, as people, we can pick out everything we can see, but we can't pick out sound usually. But that is usually the emotional kind of connection we have to a lot of these things we love. And so, yeah, man.
It makes us look better as voice actors, too.
Makes us totally make, oh, yeah.
Seriously. Have you seen the Avatar vinyl they put out recently?
Yeah, I bought the one in Kingsbrook.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I had it in the luggage, and it, like, damaged.
No, that's rough, buddy.
You're funny. But they do have a show here in Palm Beach in October. It's already sold out. So boom, I'll be there.
Well, you never know. We might pop up any of these things around. You never know.
October's gonna be pretty busy.
October's gonna be rough,
buddy.
Thank you, Brandon.
Guys. Thank
Cheers.
Thank you.
Hello, name is Malik, and I'm from Homestead down the road.
What's up?
Alrighty. I gotta lock in. I'm a little nervous. So something that I really liked, we talked about rewatching earlier, is Avatar is a show that really takes the time to show the different stories of the people that live in the world of Avatar, and I really enjoyed going through the show, getting to see even that the side characters have their own important stories and arcs, and they'll have something to say. So I wanted to know what side character that had an arc that you guys felt maybe was a bit underappreciated or overlooked, or maybe one that really spoke to you personally.
I'm joking. Go.
I was gonna say like the Mechanist, and this is something that if you watch the live action series, they did a good job with. They made it more of a character. I thought that was super cool. Again, it's like the effects of war. They really did a good job of showing that, and like just how it affects everybody from the king, the Earth King, to people in the Outer Ring or whatever. But yeah, I agree with that sentiment that there's just so many side characters. I guess it's not fair to call them that because they have an impact on the story. But yeah, they did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, just to explore the effects of it, right? Like to do a show about like genocide and imperialism and all these huge world stakes, like there's really special stuff happening with the the heroes and villains of those high stakes things, but it's also like, okay, but how is that filtering out and affecting people? Haru is one that I think like just, that feels like a very small story in some ways that I think is done really well.
Hama.
No.
I'm scared of her still.
I remain.
I
Just that drawing freaks me out still.
It's crazy. A Hama, man. Which Janet is a Hama, not apologize, but I'm always like, nah, get Hama away from me. She's like, no, but Hama, she's been through a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
And then she started bloodbending those little rats. And
thought
then
you
when
were
she
gonna go to
leaves her,
rats. Start
when
somewhere,
she
you know?
leaves Katara with like the whole like look on her face, like now you know.
Crazy they got away with that. Insane that they got away with that.
Yeah.
Like that's a crazy thing.
It's
to
crazy.
TV.
She haunts my nightmares, Hama.
Me too. I can't sleep.
Her wrinkly lips, and then she got those puppets. If you in someone's house and he's got random puppets,
Get out.
get out of that house. Then she just got people tied up in caves. The heck is Hama doing?
Insane. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're at 7 minutes. So if we could do like a speed
rapid
round,
fire.
like a
And
rapid
we'll be
fire,
quick,
See how
too.
fast
That's on
we
us.
go.
See how
That's on
many-
us.
So,
Yes, no.
Hi, I'm Josh from
Hi, Josh.
Ecuador. It's nice to see you guys.
You too?
I'm so sorry. I guess how was for my experience growing up? I remember watching the show avidly as it was coming out. So I feel my most deep experience was watching like Susan's comments and like waiting for the next episode to come out. I know you guys said you guys did like 2 recordings at once, but like was it anything of a different process, or was there anything memorable about shooting the last few episodes?
The fight scene with Azula was great. Great.
Oh, amazing.
And then whenever Mark Hamill's in the house, it's a situation.
Fair enough. Oh, man.
So coming to work and working with Mark Hamill's always great.
Yeah, and I think they did make an effort towards the end because there was so much everybody coming together scenes, and the episodes were so like dense with voice actors that they did make a real effort to get some of those bigger ensemble
Yeah, all of
records
us together. I mean,
Well,
of
it's
course,
nice to
not
learn
with,
that.
Not with
Yeah,
Zach.
not
Not with everybody.
Zach.
Not everybody.
No, and like I think they definitely like had to again the directors and all of that like had to help me punch up the drama. Like it was literally the climax of the entire series that I had to kind of figure out how to do. I never
By
met Mark
yourself,
Hamill.
alone.
Yeah, right. I wish I worked with Mark Hamill. Jeez. But no, they did a great job of like, okay, this is it. This is the scene, and we got to get it right. So
Okay. Thank you guys.
Thank
for
you.
the
Thank you.
question. I appreciate it.
Rapid fire.
Hello, my name is David. I'm from here in Miami, and my question is, how much of yourselves, like your personality and everything, you think you implemented into the characters you played throughout the show, like lines or attitudes, emotions,
mean,
stuff like that?
It's a lot. When I look back, I see you.
Yeah.
I
There's
see a lot of Jack in Sokka.
I know they
I
definitely
see I see little Zach.
definitely
Little Zach.
little Zach.
little Zach
But I still see you.
Shortstop Zach.
That's
Lot of
right.
Shortstop.
saving the world one base hit at a time. No, definitely a lot. Like I was a goofy kid, and that's the thing. Like playing a character who was roughly my age, you get to embed yourself into the character, and I think there's a lot of me. But also like vice versa, because I feel like I learned from Aang.
Yeah.
And the writing of it, which I'm sure many of you have. But that was like always like a cool back and forth that I really had with this character. So
Yeah, I think that ultimately these kind of projects that kind of transcend and hit wide scale audiences because somehow, some way, like the right actors found the right characters at the right time, and you could see us. It's not like the things that you can, not only us but the creators, the writers, like everyone, the people you meet, you feel them in the project, and so it's one of those special projects that there's a lot of us in all of this and throughout the whole process. So. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm also David, and I'm from Boca. This question's for all of you. So you guys already said your favorite episodes, but what's your favorite like powerful moment from throughout the show? Just the one that hits you hardest emotionally.
Oh, I mean, hardest emotionally is Leaves from a Vine.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
For sure, rest in peace, Mako. But also, when Uncle Iroh grabs Zuko in a hug, he's like trying to apologize and he hugs him. Oh, crazy.
I think an underrated and often overlooked moment is like the end of season 1 with Yue and the moon. I feel like that just
Yeah.
gets overshadowed by the rest of the seasons, and that's pretty.
That's a heavy. That was heavy.
It's rough, buddy. Yeah.
That's rough, buddy, for sure. When Zhao killed the fish, I was like, what? Oh, no.
You can do that?
Uncle Iroh was so sad about that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you also, David.
Hi, my name is Rachel. I'm here from Seattle, Washington.
Hi.
I have a very silly question to ask.
Yes.
Which is, how many seagulls getting into your house would it take for you to be suspicious that someone was putting them there?
One damn seagull.
No.
One damn seagull. There's no
No.
seagulls in my house.
Your question, if there's one seagull, is how did this seagull get into my house? Not who put this seagull
Okay,
in my
two.
house. Two, I'm like, where the fuck did all these seagulls come from? 3 or 4 is when I'm like, who is doing this?
My mom's maiden name is Siegel, so I grew up with a lot of seagulls in the house.
Thank you, guys.
Hello. Hello, I'm Kai from
Hey, Kai.
California. So we're gonna make this quick. If Zuko didn't turn good and stayed in the Fire Nation, what do you think would have happened?
He would have gotten his little behind kicked by his
still
sister.
Still would have lost.
Yeah, it would be a rough life. Rough life. I mean, he'd probably just be just a rich kid kicking it. Like, he would give it all up because his sister would be the Fire Lord, right?
Yeah.
And then
he would have bullied him to the end. Like.
Right, and then he'd be like the, I don't know, Ministry of Coin, something like that. Thank you.
Okay, we're at like 1:30, so let's I'd really love to answer as many as we can.
I was gonna say this might need to be our last question, but the great thing is you were here all weekend.
Yeah, come by the tables.
So come by the tables.
Yeah, come by, say hi, show some love.
Hi, my name's Christian. I'm from Miami. And it's kind of a basic question, but in like every bit of media you've ever done, each of you, what is your favorite line? Mine personally is from Dante, from the Goofy movie.
Yo, Stacy, talk to me, baby.
That is awesome.
What about you? What about you?
Yeah, you really got to dig deep for this one.
I'll just say an Avatar thing.
Say an Avatar thing. Give us an Avatar.
Drink cactus juice. It'll quench you.
There it
Nothing's
is.
quenchier. It's the quenchiest.
The one that's gotten me here has been Appa Yip Yip, but the fan favorite by far is Flameo Hotman.
Flameo.
So
Also, just
Flameo-
want to be on the record. I said yip yip first. Do we remember this?
Is that true?
I say the first yip yip on the show. Don't
How
I?
did you know though? Without
I'm just riffing.
Oh.
I'm just like
You're the
Sokka's just
first.
like Sokka's just riffing what's gonna work, and then
then
says,
Oh yeah, and then it
yip,
goes.
and then it goes.
Wow.
Not it, he, him, they. Ops. Old school Appa. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
So much. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys.
Supercon.
Thanks everybody.
Thank you, Supercon. Cheers.